Alright, so this is the Alldocube Ultra Pad. Chances are you've probably never heard of it. They're a smaller brand that usually make budget tablets, but this one got my attention because it's packing a 15,000 mAh battery. Yeah, that's kinda insane for a tablet. Now it's not perfect, yeah, it's got its quirks, but for $300, it might actually be one of the better value tablets out there right now. Let me show you. If this is your first time here, or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and let's get started. So in the box, you get the tablet, and notice how they've already thrown a tempered glass screen protector on it. Honestly, I wish more brands did this. You also get a USB-C to C cable, SIM tool, microSD support, and a 33-watt charger. Now obviously 33 watts and 50,000 mAh means this is an overnight charging device. You're not topping this one up in 30 minutes, but on the flip side, battery life is nuts. With a few hours of use per day, you could literally get a week out of this thing on a single charge. Of course, a big battery means it is a tad chunky, just over 700 grams, 7.6 millimeters thick. But honestly, even lighter tablets like an iPad Air, you aren't going to be holding that for hours straight without some kind of support, right? So the extra weight here, it didn't really bother me. And with a tablet this large, the media experience, it's solid. The 13-inch IPS LCD display, it sports a 2.8K resolution, so everything looks sharp. The colors pop quite nicely. The 144Hz refresh, that makes everything smooth and fluid. The 700 nit brightness is good enough for indoor use, and there's even wideband L1 for proper HD streaming. Now, Alldocube also provides 8 speakers here with Dolby Atmos support. They get loud, they sound clean, and you can even tweak them in software. For movies or YouTube, the experience was top-notch. That said, it's not all great. There is no fingerprint scanner or even face unlock despite there being a 5-megapixel selfie camera, which itself is quite basic. So you're gonna have to rely on a pin or pattern. Now there is no headphone jack either. And while Alldocube offers stylus support, it is not good. It uses USI tech and charges over USB-C, but palm rejection is so bad that I really wouldn't recommend spending the extra $30. Now there is also support for a keyboard case through pogo pins, but I did not get to test that. They did send me a magnetic case with smart wake functionality, and that works fine. Now moving on to performance, this is actually one of this tablet's strengths. It's powered by the upper mid-range Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 paired with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, which, as we saw, is expandable via microSD. Day-to-day stuff, opening and closing apps, jumping between them, running them side by side, having floating windows. The UltraPad handles it all with ease. Even for gaming, it should be able to run most games without breaking a sweat. And because this is a huge tablet with plenty of cooling room, throttling is basically a non-issue. After 20 minutes of stress testing, it only dropped about 5% of its performance peak while staying well under 40 degrees. That's solid. Now while the hardware is great, the software is a bit of a mixed bag. It's Android 15 with Alldocube OS 4.1 on top, and this seems to be a very light skin, so I did like it. Now they've implemented a sidebar, which was fine. They've even tried to throw in some AI features. They are a bit of a hit or miss, but mostly innocuous. And there is pretty much no preloaded bloat, which I absolutely loved. And also, Google Play Store is available out of the box. So guys, overall, light interface, very responsive UX. So what is there to complain? If that's your question, now to be honest, it's just the fact that the software is not very well optimized, especially for this larger screen. Let me show you. See this dock below? You can only put 6 apps on it, and there's only one recent app that shows here. Feels like a lot of wasted space, right? Now, with recent apps, there's no grid. You need to scroll looking at almost full screen previews of open apps. Now, while that would be fine on, say, a 7-inch tablet, on a 13-inch monster like this, it just, once again, feels like a lot of space being wasted. Also, with the Type-C port here, it is USB 3.1 Gen 2, and it supports video out, so good hardware, but it's just mirroring. So once again, lacking on the software. Now technically, can these be addressed with a software update? Yes, but Alldocube does not have a great track record with software updates, so I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'd be surprised if this tablet gets another version of Android. That's how their track record's been. But that said, Here's what we get for $300. A huge battery, great speakers, solid display, very good performance. The UltraPad is a very compelling tablet. The software quirks and the missing features, they are definitely noticeable, but if what you want is a large screen tablet for media consumption and everyday stuff, the Alldocube Ultra Pad, it seems to be surprisingly good value. So what do you think about this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Ash out.